giving a brief update on the COVID-19 status of the Clay County Sheriff's Office and some of the things that we're doing here. One of our employees has contracted COVID-19. She is doing well at home, although she says it's a crummy ride. Looks like she'll be doing just fine. As it looks like no one else in the Sheriff's Office has contracted COVID-19. We're doing all that we can to keep our people safe. We issue them PPE equipment, personal protective equipment. That comes in the form of N95 masks, gloves, alcohol gel, so on and so forth. These things may be new to you, Clay County, but these have been things that have been issued to deputies for decades. And it is a mandatory for accreditation standards that we comply with issuing out PPE equipment. And a lot of folks think that, you know, when they see me holding up alcohol gel or me wearing a mask or something like that, that is something that all employees have, or that's what's issued to the employees. So those little alcohol gels that have the Clay County Sheriff's Office, those are funded by the Crime Prevention Fund, and those are used for recruiting and marketing tools. That's just one of the things that we use to attract people to come work at the Clay County Sheriff's Office. As far as that mask that I had on, I want to thank Miss Kit Peterson for making that mask. That's not an issued mask. The issued masks are the N95 masks. That was more novelty that she made for me, and I appreciate her doing that. You know, I want to talk about some stuff that, you know, may rub a couple of people wrong, because, you know, a lot of people don't do their own independent research, and they go by what other people say. And I'm going to talk a little bit about a subject maybe that we know as the separation of church and state. A lot of people think that because they hear this phrase, the separation of church and state, that nobody can talk about God, nobody can talk about religious matters, but we have In God We Trust on everything. When I swore in, I said, so help me God. And the reason why I brought that up is because I'm going to ask y'all, I'm going to solicit some folks who, they know who they are, but when I call these folks by name, you may not know who they are. Those people are prayer warriors. The prayer warriors, they know who they are. Those people who feel especially close to the throne, those people know who they are. So what I'm calling for is the people who pray, and they pray hard, because I'm going to ask you to pray for a few things with specificity. Pray specifically for the Clay County Sheriff's Office. Pray for your first responders and anybody out there who is working in this environment to keep people safe. Pray for our country, pray for our leaders, and pray that this COVID-19, you know, moves along quickly, and that we can get a handle on it at whatever level we need to, so that we can get to some normalcy or normality in our lives. Lord knows I don't want this to be the new normal for us in this country or in the world, where we have to do all this social distancing. You know, we're social beings, and we love interacting with one another. And this kind of puts a strain on a lot of people, not the people who don't like being around people, but the majority of us who like to interact with folks. You know, this social distancing is getting to be a little drag. And I know that some of y'all are sitting at the house and you're working remotely, and the four walls are kind of closing in on you, and you're going, I'm at wit's end already. I'm already pulling half my hair out. Hang on. Remember this. This too shall pass. You know, we have seen pandemics in this country. We've seen plagues and pestilence in this country, and in the world for that matter. And all of them are past tense. All of them have come, and all of them have gone. So you do your due diligence to keep you and your family safe. I want you to wash your hands, practice social distancing for now, comply with the guidelines of the CDC and the executive order handed down by our governor, and whatever you can do to mitigate your exposure to this pandemic, that's what you need to do. But doesn't mean you can't have a good time. You just have to find better ways or different ways to entertain yourself for recreational purposes. But until we talk again, I'm asking for those folks to pray like I asked. I'll pray for y'all, y'all pray for me, and for the folks that we said we'll pray for together. And remember, Clay County, it's our community, and it's our responsibility. You say why? Because we're all in this together. That's why. And another thing that's going on in the Clay County Sheriff's Office is crime is down. The jail count is down. Typically, we'll have around this time about 450 inmates, and we're hovering around 400 flat, 400, 401, no more than 405 since this COVID-19. and crime is dropped down. I guess the criminals realize, you know what, it's not advantageous to get out there and commit crimes and expose themselves to COVID-19. COVID-19 is not what they need to be worrying about exposing themselves. That option 3 is what they need to be worried about exposing themselves to. Because remember, even though we're social distancing, there are still some folks who want to commit crimes, and the whole option span 1, 2, and 3 still count. Stop what you're doing, leave Clay County, or we'll come get you. Well, it appears that something is working, because in 2019 we experienced a 8.8% reduction in crime, and that's coming from straight from FDLE, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, crediting Clay County and this administration with an 8.8% reduction in crime for 2019. We will continue on with this trend, knock on wood. We'll do all that we can with our strategies and adjustments to make sure that we keep a low crime rate here in Clay County, and we'll do all that we can to keep you and your family safe.